Hey everybody. Still sick, but getting better, I guess. But I spent most of the last week just laying on my couch watching movies. But I only watched one Criterion collection because I knew I couldn't film a review for it because of how sick I was. But today's my birthday, so we're gonna film a review anyway. And while I wish you all a Merry Jeffmas. Today's movie is number 84 in the Criterion collection. It's Good Morning by director Yasujiro Ozu from Japan from 1959. This is very much a slice of life film, which I know generally is not my flavor, but I actually found this one very charming. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, it This is very much a low stakes, no stakes film, right? There is kind of a story, but mainly what it is just a couple of days in the life of several Japanese families that live very closely together in a suburb of Tokyo in the late 50s, early 60s. I think the film looks great. I love the coloring. It's just very interesting to see the cultural differences. I've been exposed to a lot of Japanese media through the years, and so I've picked up quite a bit. But and maybe this is also indicative of the time frame, but there is so much of people just going into each other's houses without knocking, or they announce themselves when they're already in the house, and that applies not just to like friends and neighbors, but like door-to-door salesmen let themselves into the house and then call out and announce that they're there, which is just wild from my cultural perspective. I have one friend who lets herself into my house without knocking, and she's earned that right. I have others that have also earned the right, they just don't do it. That's not a thing that people do. Um, there's also a lot of fart jokes in this movie because some of the main characters are little kids who have developed a joke where they push each other on the forehead and fart. So it's boop, which is just silly. Um, there's a small plot about, oh, I paid this money. Well, we never got the money. And then, they have to find the money. And then there's some little boys who go on a silent strike and refuse to speak to any adults because their dad won't buy them a TV. That's the majority of the plot. But it is very charming and simple and enjoyable. Should you watch this film? Honestly, I think so. It is Japanese, so it is foreign with subtitles. There is a little bit of English in there. There's a 4-year-old boy whose catchphrase seems to be saying in English, I love you, when he leaves a place, like right before he closes the door. It's adorable. Um, the only other thing I have of note is my research shows me that this director is known for being austere and, I don't know, fancy and uptight. So the fart humor throughout this movie, and there's a decent amount of it, is unusual for him. But I also think he was capturing like the feeling of his childhood, because this film is essentially a color expanded remake of an earlier film he made about his childhood. So that's what I've got. It is a good time, but I should stop talking before it's too late. Next is number 85, Pygmalion, directed by Anthony Asquith and Leslie Howard from the United Kingdom from 1938. Now, if you haven't heard of Pygmalion, and I haven't seen this adaptation, Pygmalion is the original play that My Fair Lady and Pretty Woman are based on. So that's the plot we're kind of looking at. I don't know this adaptation in particular, so we will find out together. I hope you all have a great Jeffmas. I hope you have great holidays, whatever they are. And I hope we all feel better. I'll see you next time.